Go, Andrew.
Hello, and welcome back to Odyssey of the Dragonlords, our D&D 5th edition campaign inspired by Greek mythology. I'm Andrew, your game master, and I'm joined by John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Pericles Ziphius, the demigod paladin of glory, here to make sure everything is glorious.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Atrika Epionis, the Medusa blood hunter.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Erevan Nilo, the half-wood elf, half-Thalian siren scout rogue.
And Craig.
Hi, I am playing Kedros Drosshelver, the Thalian Minotaur forge cleric of Vulcan.
And when we last left off, we had just rescued a halfling teenager by the name of Karina from a half-dozen potentially murderous, you're not certain, goatlings. One of them is still alive and is currently being dangled upside down by Erevan, as I recall.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, we know where we're going. We have a guide to get there, and we know that both the object of our quest and also these young one's friends are there, and also the ring that Kedros is looking for is there. I don't think we need that one, Erevan.
Let's see. Sorry, I forgot her name, and her name is currently covered by Kedros's token.
Karina.
Karina. Okay, yeah. He'll just turn and say, Karina, did these ones hurt you or your friends?
Well, given that they were chasing me through a good chunk of the forest for a while, they haven't exactly had time to torment anyone else, but I mean, if I had my way, and she looks at the longbow that she'd discarded.
One moment, and he'll take off above the canopy, and for about 30 seconds, and then he'll yell down, "Ready your arrow!"
It actually becomes a bit difficult to punch through the entirety of the canopy.
There's a canopy in the way.
All right, I'll get to the highest I can before I go all the way through, and then like right around here, so that the goatling is in like this, gonna fall on this square.
Yeah.
And then ready and drop.
The longbow is a bit big for Karina because she's a halfling. Does anyone else shoot the goatling on his way down?
I did give her a sling.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Heck,
I'm gonna prepare to throw my hammer. If everyone misses by the time it hits the ground and it's still alive.
I mean,
it's probably not gonna survive.
Yeah, I went pretty high. I'm just going for the clearest spot where they wouldn't hit the branches, as many branches on the way down.
Might roll all once, who knows?
Yeah.
1 second. I'm just gonna put in a couple of macros for Karina since I clean forgot about that.
No worries.
So she can use the same attack bonuses. How much HP do these little shits have?
We have no idea.
Oh yeah, okay.
Probably not enough to survive an at least 40-foot drop.
Oh yeah, no.
That's only 46.
Yeah, one arrow is enough to kill these things.
46. The goatling does have a very slim chance to survive.
If all of them roll very low.
If all of them are ones.
All of them roll ones. That's fine. I'll just get rid of all the
Let me
other
look at
ones,
my
'cause
character sheet and see if I have any of my resources left right now. I don't know how much. I don't think I spent more in the spell on the last fight.
As I recall, you also spent Channel Divinity.
I spent my channel divinity, but that was not a waste of resource. I used it to inspire Karina
Fair.
with temporary hit points.
And I believe she currently has more hit points than Erevan.
I think she currently
With
has.
that.
She should currently have 28 hit points, so that's equal to my
Yep,
own.
So
she
yep.
does.
She has as many hit points as I do.
Well, the as the goatling falls, Karina will try and take a slingshot at it. Yep, that'll. Oh, so close.
So close to a crit.
Yeah, she rolled a 19,
Holy shit.
but she deals 3 damage to it.
And now it cannot survive the fall.
That
Indeed.
should be plus dex.
Oh.
Yeah, it's plus
then-
dex.
Then yes, that is exactly enough to kill it.
Well,
Dead
good
before
news
it hits
is,
the ground.
Yes.
yep, good news is that it doesn't have to worry about hitting the ground.
Yeah. So, sure, I'm going to say that she beans it clean in the scalp.
It bounces off into the brush.
Very good
Eh.
shot.
And then the goatling does not bounce.
I will drop down, fall about 20 feet, and then catch myself, and then land next to everybody.
Well, one less of those horrifying things in the world is good enough for me. Let's go.
Well, point us the way, and we shall lead.
All right. And she leads the way through the woods. 1 second, I'll just reveal a few patches.
And I apologize. I just realized I was muted. Kedros nodded approvingly at Erevan when Erevan landed. And also I was double checking that we did give the silver spear to her.
Yeah, she has,
Yes,
she has my
she-
silver spear and a sling. And
She
some
now
things.
has a sling and spear attack macros.
The spear uses her
Right.
strength. The sling uses her dex.
So she leads the way around a corner off the beaten path because this was the way that she remembered going. Let me just double check. Is there anything? No. Very good. Right. So she leads the way around to the side here. At which point, oh, what layer are you supposed to be on? Okay, let's get you on that layer.
Count Kadros, join us on this other side of the forest.
Come live with us in the forest. Come let us adore you.
Stop singing and move your ass.
Kyra opens her mouth, thinks better of it, and closes it again.
That was totally not in character. That was just me telling Craig to move his token.
Yeah, fair. Oh, I mean, I can take care of it if you like.
Boop.
Yep, there we go. Very good. But Karina soon leads you into a clearing dominated by 7 large standing stones, each about twice the height of a man or 1.5 times the height of Kedros. The canopy is less thick here. Sorry, Craig?
No, I was just going to ask, does this have any significance that Kedros would recognize?
Give me a moment. The canopy is less thick here, allowing dappled light to pass through the branches overhead. Small creatures occasionally dart through the carpet of leaves. But each of the standing stones is covered in patches of fuzzy green moss that looks like it's been here for a while. They are arranged in a ring and cold to the touch, but just looking at them, you get the sense that they've been here for a very long time. And then from out of nowhere, Pericles,
Yes.
you feel an acorn hit the side of your head as a squirrel runs up one of the standing stones, cocks his head to one side, and chitters at you all.
Hello, small friend. How are you doing today?
If anything, the chittering intensifies as the squirrel hops to another stone and throws another acorn at you.
I'll turn to look at it.
Kedros raises his shield and gets his spear prepared.
I turn to
I was raised in the Oldwoods. Is this ringing any type of bells to me?
You
What
could give me
what could be happening?
You could give me a nature check to see if something's up.
I just turn, look at
Okay.
the others, and go, this squirrel seems particularly agitated.
Nope, 9.
It's
With a-
probably evil. We should prepare to kill it.
It's
With
just
a
a
9,
squirrel, Kedros.
Erevan, you do recognize that this is not typical squirrel behavior.
Yeah, I got that.
I like that paired with it's just a squirrel. This is not typical squirrel behavior.
Do I have any sense of what these pillars would be here for? Like what Kedros was asking.
Oh, right. Yeah, being raised in the Oldwoods, you would know that the druids that frequent this forest, occasional circles of them gather at specific sites. This is probably one of those sites.
So he'll look at the ring and then look at the squirrel, catch one more acorn, look at the ring again, and go, I believe this is a druid circle of some sort. Are we not? He's looking and asking the squirrel, are we not supposed to be here right now? Or are you a familiar of some sort, or are you a druid?
The squirrel hops to another stone, chittering all the while.
If it helps, I'll ask the last one in Sylvan.
You know what? Give me a perception check.
Meanwhile,
Perception.
I'm sorry, friend squirrel. My large companion does not mean to threaten you. He is simply frightened by things that are too small for him to notice beneath his hooves.
24.
Do not presume to speak for me, Pericles.
It's all right.
This squirrel could be a servant of Demetria. These pillars, they could be the ancient temple deep in the Oldwoods that we were told to seek out.
It's a squirrel,
this-
Ketros.
It could be Demetria.
No, she isn't. Karina notes. We're about halfway there.
See?
But at the mention of Demetria's name, the squirrel hurls a trio of nuts in quick succession at Kedros' shield.
I will
But
try to
Erev-
block them.
you do in fact block
Kedros, it
successfully.
is fine. These acorns cannot hurt you.
But Erevan, you
Yeah.
do notice that there is, as the squirrel looks at all of you, you can tell that there is definitely some form of intelligence behind this creature's eyes. But something seems wrong with it.
So, Andrew,
Yes.
being familiar with this kind of thing on multiple levels, both just as a Medusa and as a blood hunter,
Uh-huh.
does this appear to be not necessarily a squirrel, but potentially someone cursed and turned into a squirrel?
You know what? I feel like you would probably know this without needing to roll. From looking at this squirrel's behavior and the fact that it does have some form of intelligence, in your experience, it doesn't look cursed, but it does look poisoned.
As in a poison that transformed someone, or as in the squirrel itself was poisoned with something?
You can't quite tell that much, but you do know that some manner of poison is at work here.
The squirrel is affected by some toxin. I don't know if it was once a person or if the squirrel was changed.
Pericles, toxins are your purview, yes.
I am particularly good at cleansing of toxins, yes, though I am not, shall we say, prepared to do so at the moment. I only have 3 points of lay on hands. It costs 5 points of lay on hands to clear toxins.
Do I think my knowledge of medicine might be able to do something for the squirrel?
Yeah. Let me check and see if you might be familiar with the poison used.
Also, I would have to touch the squirrel, and I feel like the squirrel does not want to be touched right now.
Atrika, do you have proficiency with a poisoner's kit?
I thought you were the one who
I
told
have,
me
pro-
not
I have
to worry
proficiency
about
with
the
alchemist
squirrel.
supplies.
I'm not worried about
Oh,
the
yeah.
squirrel. I'm simply paying deference to the squirrel's desires, Kedros. There are differences here.
Poisoner's kit is more of like a rogue specific thing, or if I wanted to take the poisoner feat, but
Yeah,
I have
fair.
not gotten those chances yet.
Yeah, alchemist supplies could work. It might just be a little bit harder to figure out exactly what's at work here. If you were proficient with the poisoner's kit, you would know. Straight off the bat.
Alchemist supplies with intelligence?
Yeah.
Don't suck. It didn't suck. 13.
Let's see here. Okay, yeah, that doesn't specify anything. That's fine. Yeah. It takes a minute or so for you to figure this out while the others are talking, but you do know that eventually determine that the squirrel is in fact under the influence of assassin's blood.
It's just a constant bickering and sniping between Pericles and Kedros.
What is assassin's blood, Precious?
1 second. That's in the DM's guide, I believe. 1 sec. Let me look it up.
Assassin's blood. The blood of assassins. It makes you dive from tall places very well.
It is a creature subjected to this poison must succeed on a DC 10 Constitution save or take a bunch of poison damage and be poisoned for 24 hours.
Do I think I can concoct
Produce-
an antitoxin?
Yeah, that seems like something you could do.
It is sort of what I'm known for.
So anyways, Squirrel, we need to pass by this area so we can continue
Probably
on
not
to
with a 10, though.
fight a
I
big
have a
evil
D8
thing.
minor inspiration. I feel like doing this.
I
Also, I have
feel like
regular inspiration if I want to use it later.
I feel like out of character, I should also draw attention to the
18?
fact that Pericles is really doubling down on the himbo energy by like completely channeling Kronk and talking to this. And I am here for it. If that's not clear,
Do you potentially have a moose nearby that I could set you upon? So it'd be moose and squirrel.
Is it 18 medicine?
18 medicine is you find among your personal resources that you have the right combination of ingredients, and it doesn't take you long to put it together.
So she will very gently sort of mash this poultice until it starts to become more of a faintly, almost slightly viscous liquid, and she will just sort of take the cup and step forward in front of the other two as they're arguing in front of this squirrel, and just sort of approach the tree the squirrel is in and just hold up the small cup with the medicine in it.
I'm being very pleasant. Thank you very much.
Oh,
that is entirely true. We are still arguing, but Pericles is the one who's defending the squirrel.
and the both of you are getting nuts thrown at you the whole time.
Oh yeah,
so-
Pericles is completely ignoring them too. It's just ping, 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 pouncing off his face.
Kedros is like almost entirely behind his shield at this point.
And the tree just holds up the medicine to the tree that the squirrel is in.
Let's see. Well,
If you lead a squirrel to medicine, will it drink?
the squirrel looks at you, then at the cup, then at you again, Atrika, and then it throws a nut at you.
She just kind of takes it and then continues to hold the medicine up.
I think we're going to have to capture the squirrel to feed it the medicine if you wish to give it to it.
I
Or
will get it.
perhaps we should
Hold
just
for a-
leave
hold
it
for a
here.
moment, please. And she kind of like very carefully sets the medicine on a low enough branch near the squirrel.
It's on the pillars, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's on the
Oh, yeah,
pillars.
sorry. Yeah, sets the medicine on the pillar next to the squirrel.
The squirrel immediately hops to another branch, another pillar, as you get close to one of them.
And she sets it down and then just backs away from the pillar.
I think he's going to spill your medicine.
Flips the bowl, gives you the finger.
If this we have deemed this
And
something.
she looks at the squirrel and just says, "It is medicine. It will heal what ails you."
Craig, did you say something there?
He was just going to say, but I mean, it was largely addressed. But that if we've deemed this worthy of spending time on, one of us should actually tell the squirrel what this stuff is. But Atrika just did that.
Well, the squirrel doesn't seem to comprehend your words.
Okay, how about this? If you want to get the medicine to the squirrel, Atrika, you stay by that pillar. Eravan, prepare to catch. And I'm going to go to the other side of the pillar. So that we have the squirrel between me and Atrika.
Okay. You get a bevy of nuts thrown at you again.
That's fine. What were you about to say, Cody?
Nothing.
Eravan, are you?
I'm ready to see where this goes.
Eravan, are you prepared to catch?
Sure, why not? And he says it with that same enthusiasm.
I'm going to shoulder check this pillar to try to knock the squirrel off of it.
Cool. Give me an athletics
Oh.
check.
Oh, over here.
Natural 20.
As I walk over.
Well then.
I feel like I accidentally grab the pillar and just pick it out of the ground with my demigod strength.
Shake it.
Like, hey, did I ever tell you about the time I won first gold medal in menhir throwing? Here, let me demonstrate. Like, all right, fucking obelisk, settle down over there.
So, shoulder checking the pillar, Pericles, as you crash into it, it does in fact give under your forceful onslaught, and the squirrel is dislodged. It lands flat on its back.
Well, this is why I was
seemingly
asking Eravan to
bemused.
catch the squirrel, so...
Eravan, do you attempt to catch the squirrel before it lands?
Yeah,
Cool.
because I don't know if this pillar is going to tip over, and then we won't have to worry about the squirrel anymore.
Well, the pillar is currently leaning precariously. Maybe precariously, I'm not certain.
I put too much
That's,
force into it. Hang on, I'm going to try to... While Eravan is catching the squirrel, I'm going to try to right the pillar. So I can pull it back into place.
Fuck, not that hard. But yeah, I'll try. I'll attempt.
Cool. Give me acrobatics or athletics in this case, I think.
I will choose acrobatics. 18.
All right, the squirrel has a chance to oppose you. Does not succeed. You have him by the tail.
Okay. Well. All right. I got him, and then walk over and hold him near the Atrika's medicine and say, "Try feeding him now."
Atrika will just kind of like very gently hold the squirrel and then with the medicine cup try and put his face into it.
Just mash the squirrel. Jesus.
No, the same way you do any animal, you dingus.
I know.
Is there a crack in the pillar, by the way?
Several of the patches of moss are gone now, or just flattened against the stone.
Okay.
How's
But
a
it doesn't-
22 animal handling?
22 is more than enough. You are able to feed this squirrel your antidote, and moments later, the tail in Erevan's hand begins to grow in size and transform to the
Oh,
point where you
dropping it.
can't hold on.
Yeah, no. As soon as it starts to transform, I drop it.
And sure enough, as this individual begins to resume what could most likely only be their true form, you find yourself in the company of a gnome sprawled on the grass in front of you, dressed in the manner of a druid of the Oldwoods.
Listen to the medicine woman, please, she says down to the gnome.
Also, I expect an apology for the thrown acorns.
No,
I don't.
I believe we should be apologizing, and he'll help the gnome up.
He looks dazed for a moment, but he shakes his head to clear it, presses 2 fingers to the side of his head. Yeah. I suppose I should thank you.
It would be nice.
Yes. Not every day you get rescued by well, he looks at you. He looks around at all of you.
Snake hair.
It's not every day you get rescued by a Medusa of all people and her company. My name is Hercus of the Oldwoods.
Hello, Hercus. I am Pericles Ziphius. This is my friend Kedros Drosselver, Erevan Nilo, and your rescuer, Atrika Epionis.
Are you another victim of Demetria?
Yes, I suppose that must be her name. There
The
was
dryad?
A volley of acorns thrown when we mentioned her.
yes, that would be the one, wouldn't it? As I recall, the last I remember, I was in some manner of underground glade. She had invited me to converse because I was a representative of my circle. We did tend to operate here before she took up her residence.
I
Was
point.
this your circle? I say, indicating the...
So, after Atrika asks that question, I point to the broken pillar that's off to the side. I am sorry to say that it appears your circle has become a semicircle.
Not to worry. I'm sure that my people will see to it in due course. But yes, this is our circle. Our circle. It has been a while since I have last seen my people. Being a squirrel did not help. But
I would imagine not.
The toxin that you were afflicted with was not a particularly mind-addling one in my experience. What caused the involuntary transformation?
if I had to guess, I would say that Demetria likely added something of her own creation to it. The last I recall over negotiations was tea under the oath of what was the word? Sorry, it's coming back to me. Right, yes, the oath of guest friendship.
It's an oath breaker as well as a thief and a witch.
Well, I would assume that the thief and witch part would make Oathbreaker apparent.
No, actually, many thieves and witches are quite reliable people, she says, speaking as someone who probably has some amount of experience in that.
Maybe not the thievery, but definitely the witch part. Some people might have called your family. Although I imagine there must have been one or two among your people who would have stolen what you needed to survive.
Yeah.
Do you recall that she wore an adornment similar to this? And he points to the platinum band on his left horn.
He kind of cranes his neck to look up at you.
He will lean down to make it more.
Well, I can't say I saw her wearing something like that. Might be a bit big for her.
There is a snort of irritation.
If she has something of yours, doubtless I expect you will be on your way to get it back.
Indeed, and she also has the compatriots of our young companion here.
Which is the more relevant part?
Ah, yes, I remember. This was a point in my negotiations.
Well,
Yes, Demetria has been luring people to her domain for quite some time now.
well,
The circles,
go ahead.
the circle sent me to investigate and potentially negotiate. And, well, as I believe the common saying is, the rest is history.
Well, I am glad to see that you are no longer an angry squirrel throwing acorns. I would love to stay and help restore your circle to its full circleness, but we need to go kill a dryad. So, if you would please allow us passage.
I would not just allow your passage, I would come with you.
If you are sure you will not turn into a squirrel again and begin throwing acorns.
Yes, I would also predicate your accompanying us on the agreement to throw no further acorns.
What if I throw them at Demetria?
Well, I don't know if it would be
That
very
would be-
effective. It didn't hurt me at all, and I'm not squishy. But
I am
It was
joking,
my
my
feelings.
friends.
Are neither of you familiar with the druids of the old forests?
no,
I am not.
we are both city folk.
I apologize. Have I misconstrued the throwing of acorns as a welcoming ritual?
She just kind of
Aravan
laughs, and
actually
the snakes kind
sighs.
of hiss in a laughing poor fashion.
Kedros is dumber than I am, everybody.
I mean, I
Kedros
think that is demonstrably true. My intelligence is 8. What is yours?
10.
Yeah, there you go.
Well then.
Yeah. Aravan audibly
You are a
sighed.
detective.
Yeah, I'm a cop.
Hercus just cracks up laughing. It was a joke, my friends. I have better tools at my disposal than simple shapeshifting and nut hurling.
Oh, well, in that case, come along. I turn and just start marching.
Atrika
Right.
gives this look towards Erevan of just like, these fucking guys.
Yeah. He gives it right back, and he turns.
Heracles,
Yes.
you hear Karina's voice behind you. Not that way.
Right. I turn and start walking this way.
But for his part, Hercus will turn back into a squirrel and scramble up onto Atrika's shoulder.
Oh my god, the toxin has taken effect again.
It's okay, Kedros. We now know this squirrel is a friend. It's a squirrel friend.
Kedros, Hercus sticks his tongue out at you.
Kedros raises his shield, preparing for the next acorn onslaught.
Atrika just starts walking.
Yeah.
And Karina leads the way once again.
At this point, I think I'm actually going to take back up into the boughs of the trees and kind of watch ahead.
Yep,
And try to be sneaky.
You can watch from on high. Give me a stealth check if you like.
I would like 19.
19. It's not 100% familiar territory to you, but you are familiar with navigating the navigating above ground in the Oldwoods.
As I get to this point, I look over here where we had to pass through to get to where we just were, and then look back this way and just out loud go, "We are stupid. How did we not see this earlier?"
Oh, that was me. I was retracing my steps. I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. We should have. Those of us that are taller and can easier see should have seen these massive pillars. It's just direct line of sight from the path. I don't know how we missed it.
I am not used to the ways of the forest.
It is Kyra scribbling as she speaks up. Says it is possible that some of the rumors about the Oldwoods shifting and changing paths are true, but maybe that is the case. Maybe it isn't.
Kyra, did you see this and not say anything?
Maybe.
I knew it.
To be fair, the detour gained us another ally.
That is fair. I still feel like an idiot.
Right. Well, one detour aside, this is the way, and Karina leads further, closer towards the temple, and
Do we have to go northwest, southwest?
If,
you've lost me on that
if
one,
you
mate.
go if you go west, you just get turned around and you're at the beginning of the woods again.
It's a Nintendo Lost Woods.
Yeah.
It's the Lost
Legend of
Wood from
Zelda.
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
I never played Ocarina.
I was thinking the original NES version, but yeah, I think it's the same way around.
I think the Lost Woods has the same pattern in every Legend of Zelda game.
I think you're probably right. Anyway, I apologize, Andrew. I'm gonna shut up for a little while.
No, you're fine. I'm always curious to learn.
Craig will.
new
Kedros
to
won't.
spring up. But as you approach, the ruined architecture seems to spring out of the woods. What you thought at first glance were trees are actually towering pillars of fluted marble, but they are completely overgrown. These ruins appear to be worn with nigh unfathomable age, and several of the pillars surrounding it have toppled and shattered, presumably centuries ago, judging by the overgrowth. And as you round this corner, you can see that inside the temple complex, dozens of overgrown roots and bushes and branches spread throughout the interior of the temple as well, climbing over fallen pillars, rupturing the walls.
Corina, hold. Do you know where in the temple your friends are being held?
We have to go past a pool and head downstairs.
Okay, it's not on this. It's not on this floor. It's underneath the temple.
Yes.
I look wistfully back at this fallen pillar, for no real reason, and go, "Very well. All right, let's go."
And remember, Corina, when the fighting starts, you stay in the back with me.
Understood.
Drop
Kedros
down behind Kedros.
Kedros smiles at Karina and says, "Yes, you remember, Atrika speaks truth. You stay towards the back, and you let us big, dumb, meaty ones take the blows, yes?"
Always.
Alright,
Aravan says.
beef slab.
Kedros snorts and laughs at that.
I don't know if that's offensive to say to a bullman.
Kyra just pipes up from the back. She's 15. Cut her some slack.
I'm not actually holding it against her. I'm just curious. I actually don't know if that's Kedros. Enlighten me.
How about we have this philosophical discussion after we free the children from the dryad?
It is good. If it were said by someone who was attempting to sound threatening, then yes. If it were said by someone responding to a cautionary tale to stay behind the admitted bulk offered by myself and Pericles, then I think it is
Hey,
appropriate.
look, I see a hole, and I move forward.
Uh, Pericles, you step into a chamber that is dominated by a magnificent marble statue of the Titan Sidon. The Lord of Storms sits upon his throne, hunching slightly so that his massive form seems almost too large for the room. The ceiling is domed with an oculus that allows a broad ray of light through the canopy, and in Sidon's left hand he holds a mirror, which catches the light and redirects it through this small shaft in the floor.
Pericles gets a really excited look on his face, looks over his shoulder, goes, "Hey, Atrika!" Oh wait, no, never mind. And then looks back.
Vulcan, cleanse this dross from our eyes, and I will cast
What
Sacred Flame on
were
the
you about to ask?
I will cast Sacred Flame on its face to try
On
to
the-
burn off the visage of Sidon.
Cool. Go ahead and plug that into chat for me. I want to
just
see how much
I
damage it
just
might
really
do.
like multiple times Pericles getting excited about an idea and realizing it's not going to work and then getting sad.
Just 6.
Okay.
mean,
Well,
Patrick did
I
ask. what you were
assume the
about to ask
statue
her.
doesn't make its dexterity save, or things are
Well-
about to get real weird.
it is a stationary object, but as your sacred flame engulfs Sidon's head, there is a very loud echoing noise.
Ah, he said it's hollow. And then to Atrika, in response to Atrika's question, he just points towards the mirror that the statue is holding.
So a hollow head, it is
You
an
know,
accurate
that's
reproduction of
quite
Sidon.
how it works, yes?
I was thinking if you could see them through the mirror, then you could surprise, but I forgot.
They have to see my eyes, and also I don't do that trick, at least not yet.
That was the part I forgot. Sorry, there's a hollow statue.
Yes. Its head being hollow at least makes it an accurate representation of Sidon.
It
Uh,
also may hold something inside.
Kedros, do you have Smith's Tools proficiency?
I sure do.
Can you give me an intelligence check with them?
Oh no.
If the head is hollow, there is one way to find out what's inside it. I say as I ready the hammer to throw.
That would be essentially equivalent to my history check. Can I just roll that? That's
Yeah, sure.
an inskill that I have proficiency in.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm guiding myself. So I have a 14.
With a 14, yeah, you can tell that this that if the statue were in fact hollow, it would probably have crumbled under the encroaching roots. There is likely a very solid core to the statue that produced the loud echo.
Okay. But I do want to be very clear. Kedros is taking the opportunity to dunk on Sidon and calling
Oh
him
yeah,
out.
100%.
But beyond that, he passes that information along to the others.
So I should try to hit it in the chest?
No, I think perhaps we should try to look inside.
I should make a hole then.
I start
Maybe you
looking
should
for
look
secret
for
compartments.
openings before you smash your way in, Pericles.
But it's more fun to smash my way in. It's attached to the side.
Consider this. What if the horn is held inside?
Erevan, you mentioned you
Mhm.
were looking for secrets.
Fair
Give me an
point.
Yeah.
Fair
investigation
point,
roll.
Atrika.
While Pericles is contemplating the merits of forced entry.
This is why you are the
Yeah,
brain.
investigation.
On like Pericles interdiction mode while you do this.
This is why
6.
you are the brains of the operation, Atrika.
For
Well,
many other
Erevan.
reasons as well.
Erevan, you do not find any secret compartments in this statue, but you can get a vantage point and look down the hole, and you can see that it is a straight diagonal. That's an odd descriptor, but I'm sure you get the idea.
Yeah.
It's a
Um,
yeah.
slide.
It is a plain diagonal shaft that leads down, and it looks like you can see some sort of plant life growing down there. It's a long way down, though.
I mean, technically speaking, a diagonal line can be considered straight in that it does not curve.
Yeah, true.
It's long enough that I can see plant life down there. There
Hedges,
yes, there seems to be something down the tube. This is the Karina. Is this the way down? Or is there a staircase?
She thinks for a moment. No, this isn't the way. If I had to guess, I'd say that's how Demetria keeps her plants growing.
This is the way.
So what? So you're saying if I were to break this, she would be very angry. I say, pointing towards the mirror.
Wait, before you go to smashing everything, let me take a look.
Atrika would like to try and investigate the statue as well.
Cool. You can roll investigation.
18.
This is completely solid.
Yeah, so does not appear to have any holes or particular openings inside. It just seems to have a very resonant quality.
Yes, and from your cursory inspection, it doesn't look like there's any way to remove the mirror either.
can we tell what it's, or can at least, is Kedros familiar with what it's made out of?
Well, as far as you can tell, the exterior is marble,
Mm-hmm.
but the mirror is polished adamantine.
This stone over here, that's about 10 feet away, is that freestanding?
Yeah.
Can I roll that over into the hole?
Sure.
Okay.
That's an easy way to block the light.
This mirror is a different metal. I don't think I've seen too much of it. What, Kedros, are you familiar with its make?
Let me just finish here. Yes. And he gets up and brushes off his hands as the stone slots into place, and then goes over to look closer at the mirror.
I'm inspecting the hand holding the mirror. Does it seem to be made of stone?
Yeah, it's made of marble.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to let them finish their inspection, but Pericles is just sort of eyeing up the wrist on the Sidon statue with his hammer, and is sort of like estimating how much force he's going to need to knock this thing loose.
So what does it look like as far as the material?
It appears to be polished adamantine for the mirror, for the reflective part of it itself, but it is ringed with marble.
Okay.
It appears to be part of the statue.
It appears that it was carved and created at the same time as the statue. The mirrored surface is adamantine. The stone around it is marble.
Adamantine is a precious and rare metal, if I am not mistaken, yes?
Indeed, it is. Actually,
Well,
I guess I should ask. In this setting, how rare is it?
Rare enough. It
Okay.
is a precious metal, essentially.
Then yes.
Perhaps we should take the mirrored surface with us.
I slam my hammer into the wrist of the statue.
Cool, give me an attack roll.
From my understanding, it would be very difficult to actually damage the adamantite, even while shattering the stone around it.
19.
Let's see, what's the statue's AC? Yep, that hits.
Sorry, ignore the radiant. 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I need to make one quick note.
We've knocked on the door.
Sure enough, there is another loud echoing noise coming from the statue as Pericles smashes the hammer into it.
Does the hand seem to crack at all?
No.
What can I
Perhaps
glean
that might
from
not be the best way to do it.
I could try yanking it free.
Does that
Craig.
i-
Sorry,
i-
you
is
go.
that indicative of anything to Kedros?
The fact that it doesn't look damaged at all.
Yeah, that the marble didn't break.
It is possible that at some point the statue itself may have been like given specific dedications and rights inside on its name. Or it could just be really well made.
How would one go about desecrating a statue towards Sidon?
I have many ideas.
I'm sure you do.
The question Andrew never gets asked. How do we desecrate this place?
I mean, usually people just tell me they do it without asking. Well, you would probably need to figure out whether the place is actually a consecrated site.
That's fair. Can I start with that?
I can do that. I just use
Okay.
I use my divine sense as an action. You can open your awareness to detect that. You know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type. A big friend. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hollow spell or Hello spell.
Well, you do not sense any celestials, fiends, or undead, and you also do not detect any consecrated or desecrated sites.
The statue is not consecrated.
So there's the
Perhaps
one-
Kedros just a chisel to separate the adamantine from the back of the mirror.
Does that seem to be, given what I'm seeing, and what my knowledge is, does that seem to be the best way to do it?
Yeah, it would take you a while.
Perhaps as we are leaving.
Unless we feel it is something that would be useful to us during our assault.
An
It
adamantine,
is a sheet of adamantine.
an adamantine shield would never be not useful.
Here, I shall begin. If we draw her from her lair, so much the better, yes?
Fair.
Ooh, perhaps she will come up thinking we are poachers seeking to steal her statue, and we will draw her into an ambush here.
I will start to chip away at the mirror.
I'm going to get into an ambush position just in case. I'm gonna climb up on top of the. I'm gonna climb up on top of the statue.
Okay.
So that I've got like clear view of all the entrances and exits, but I'm above where someone would look naturally when they come into the room.
All right.
Demetria draws her bow and just kind of holds it there. And actually, I'm not going to. I wasted that D4 roll on a 1, but I'm not actually going to activate my right just yet.
So, Pericles, as you're climbing the statue,
Mm-hmm.
some of the roots spring up and try to grab you. And potentially miss. With a 16?
Yes, a 16 does miss my AC.
Okay.
Not to alarm people, but these roots seem to be trying to strangle me.
I'm working.
I will.
Then get down then.
I feel like it. Why are we putting this on me? I feel like the animated roots are kind of a problem no matter what.
Not if you're not near them.
Standing at the base of the back of the base of the statue,
I'm the one
currently
who was
being
supposed to remove
unmolested.
They're not coming after me.
I am going to. I'm going to try to cut away the roots with my falcata.
Cool. Go ahead.
A 16.
16 will hit.
7 slashing damage.
Yep, you cut away some of them, but they seem to change tack and try to grab and miss completely. Stumps just wave at you.
See, now they're coming for you, Erevan, and you're not on the statue.
I guess I will begin, since I'll just turn and walk away as they do, and I'll just start looking through this area, investigating the temple some more.
I'm going to.
All right.
I perceive that the roots are coming from a specific area, so I'm going to lunge down towards them with my falcata.
I love the camera sequence of everyone else just going about their business while in the background Pericles is fighting a fucking bush.
Like, no joke. It's my favorite type of visual gag in television or film. When something like bonkers or hilarious is happening in the background of an otherwise fairly banal scene.
Oh, whoops. Those are meant to be on the GM layer. Hopefully you didn't see them.
Are they bothering Kedros?
No, they can't reach you.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just Atrika and Kedros standing around the mirror, watching him slowly work away at it, and then just over their shoulders in the background, you just see Pericles like with a sword just hacking away at a bunch of animated vines.
Yep.
And Kyra's just leaning up against one of the walls, scribbling away.
Damn it, 8.
8 will unfortunately miss.
This is goddamn amazing.
This is going in a faster direction than I expected. I'm here for it. But Caravan,
We should use
Yes.
the move for.
while chiseling and chaos are going on,
Yes.
you can see that there are 2 rooms beyond. The first is an expensive rectangular, what looks like an ancient bath complex, but there is very little light coming in from here because the ceiling is still intact. You have dark vision, yes?
I'm not trying to zoom in on my character sheet, but thank you, Roll20, for still doing it. Stop it. Let's see.
We're trying
I
to help.
believe so because of Wood Elf.
Yes.
Yes, I do have dark vision.
Cool. So you can see that in this particular room, the vines and roots have extended into the water here. This pool is surprisingly deep and has grown stagnant over time. As you can see that the floor beneath your feet descends into a set of stairs that rings the edge, which most baths typically do. Though I imagine you're less familiar with them, being typically at home in the woods.
Yeah, rivers and lakes and ponds are baths, not so much actual physically built baths.
Hmm.
It was just a big pool of water to him.
And beyond that, you can see through a half-open doorway a pair of hideous stone statues about your height. The 2 of them appear to be in the form of some sort of cyclopean figure, in that they are broad, muscular, have one eye in the middle of their heads, but what strikes you as unusual is that each of them has 6 arms. One of them is missing too.
So he will, listening to the chaos behind, and I'm sure at one point we'll hear Pericles struggle as a root grabs his throat for a second before he rips it away.
Let's find out.
Nope.
Nope.
That's 2 nat ones.
So do these pillars go all the way to the ceiling?
Instead, you just hear, I've been working on the hedge bush. It's attacking to it.
Sorry, Cody, what was your question?
These pillars in the pool go all the way up to the ceiling?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe Kedros had asked Atrika what we would use the adamantine for.
Yes.
She's sort of like,
In the short term, I think it can serve as a barrier to protect Corina. But in the longer sense, if you can forge it, adamantine arms and armor are supposedly quite powerful.
It would be a great pleasure to work with something of this quality. Is there anything that you require?
I am content with the bow that I wield until I am granted the arms I was foretold to claim in my prophecy.
Pericles, you cut away the last of the roots as this is going on.
I've killed the roots!
Very good, Pericles.
They will strangle no more stalwart companions.
Erevan,
Yes,
as you cross the pool, do you walk into the water?
absolutely not. That's fetid water. he
Fair,
flies
fair enough.
across.
Yep, fair enough.
I have, however, lost sight of Erevan. Should I go look, or should I stay here?
No, whatever will we do if the roots can return?
I will stay here and
Erevan!
stand stalwart guard then.
Very good, Pericles. Erevan!
I mean, he wasn't particularly. He didn't sneak off. He just said, "I'm going to go this way."
know.
It's just Pericles wasn't paying attention.
Can you still hear us?
I would
I
assume
would
so.
assume so, yeah.
He'll just be like, "Tss, this way," quite stage whispering.
Sorry,
Just a
what? I could
moment.
not hear you.
We're not done with the mirror yet. Hold a moment.
I'm just looking.
Be careful.
Think I found the stairway.
Watch out for roots.
There's some.
Speaking of
Or
looking,
animated
Erevan-
statues.
Speaking of looking, Erevan, what's your approach to this doorway? It is half open.
So he's just gonna like put his back up to it and kind of look down to see if he can see like which one is open, this one or the one that he's currently standing on.
Yeah, the one you're currently standing on. Sorry,
Okay.
they're baked into the map. I can't change them.
Yeah. No, I get that. So yeah, he'll just put his back up to it and without like stepping through too far, he'll just see how much he can see down this way. He'll kind of give a shiver at the statues and then see if he can, since this door's open, he's just gonna like, yeah, that's about it because he can't see the other side.
Well, given that you've got a better look at the top half of that room, you can see, as far as you can tell, there are 3 of the Cyclopean statues. And now that you've gotten a closer look, all of them are based on the same general figure of the 6-armed Cyclopean figure. The third one, the one you've just been able to find, is in fact missing its head along with a couple of limbs. But look, now that you've got a closer look, 2 of them are holding discolored bronze balls in their lower arms.
Just bronze spheres.
Hemispheres, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Almost
balls,
like,
not balls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, pronunciation
No.
is hard.
No worries.
Yeah, they're the kind of thing that you would see at a temple for like offerings and such.
I oh man, just I don't know, just because of how silly this has been so far, I just imagine the Monty Python and the Holy Grail Cyclops just through the temple, just clapping them together like some weird horse. But he'll shoot back across and back to the group.
The arrow
and say,
pins off my
there's
shield.
there's some statues across the water. Cyclopean offering bowls, perhaps at the bottom. 6 arms.
Did they come to life and try to kill you?
Anything of adamantine?
I would no bronze bronze bowls, and no Pericles.
All I'm saying
They
is
did not.
we've had carpets come to life and try to kill me. We've had a door come to life and try to kill you. We've had roots come to life and try to kill you and me. I would not be surprised if the statues come to life and try to kill one of them.
I got
Well,
fairly
if-
close.
Well, if those statues do come to life, they didn't try to hit me on my way out. Karina pipes up.
Well, you see, you do not have the gift for being attacked by inanimate objects that the rest of us have.
That sounds more like a curse to me.
Gift, curse, these are often two sides of the same coin.
It's a recently acquired talent.
I think it comes with being, how you say, heroes of prophecy.
Also, in my experience, quite often with being drunk.
Have you been drunk this whole time, Kedros?
No, and I also have not been attacked by any inanimate objects.
You were also stymied by the door.
Oh, it did not attack me. I stood back and threw the holy fire of Vulcan at it to cleanse it from this world.
Yes, but it chewed Erevan to
Like a
bits.
sword.
I feel like we were collectively attacked by the door.
This does not seem to be a discussion that is moving us closer to Demetria.
How's the mirror coming?
Just a few more breaks, said Craig, not having any actual knowledge of how far he was doing.
Well, given that it
pretty-
did take a while to clear the routes and for Erevan to conduct his investigation, I would say you're basically done at this point.
Okay. Then it should be right just now. And the last.
Before anyone else does, I'm claiming this is my favorite thing from someone else.
Which part?
Just this entire scene.
And then unless anything else odd happens, what happens when we finish breaking through the marble?
Well, unless you catch it, the adamantine will slip out of the case and land flat on the ground with another loud bang.
Yeah, I mean, coming up to the end of it, I think having a sense that the end is coming, he would be reaching out to put a hand on the mirror.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Real good that you plugged up that hole, because that would have been unfortunate if it would have just clanged down to the bottom of it.
I mean, also, Atrika's been standing there the entire time and can help catch it when it comes loose.
Atrika has 9
Yeah.
strength. Atrika cannot catch a plate of adamantine.
It's a mirror sheet. It's not super thick.
Mirrors are heavier than you think,
They definitely are.
particularly
Either
made
way,
of adamantine.
But yeah,
Atrika and Kedros are able to easily work together to get the
Ooh.
adamantine away
Also,
from the statue.
I didn't say Atrika was the only person who would catch it.
Ooh, I just had another idea, but we'll have to move that boulder.
So what does it look like now that we have it free?
Well, the bits that were covered by the marble show far less signs of time and wear on it. But otherwise, it appears to just be plain polished metal.
Well, this is something that could be, I think, quite a bit of use to us if properly reformed and reforged.
How thick, roughly, is the sheet?
I legitimately have no idea.
I mean, mirrors typically are like glass mirrors are typically like an inch or two thick, and this is probably thicker than that considering it's polished metal, not glass.
So probably about 4 inches thick then.
Yeah, it's like
Oh wow! All right, yeah, that's a heaping helping of adamantine.
just looking at the statue, I'd say probably 3 to 4 inches thick and about Probably about 3 feet tall.
I mean, that's enough for a breastplate, right?
That's a lot of adamantine ingots. Oh boy.
I mean, it's probably not enough to make more than like a suit of medium or heavy armor.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
as,
no,
as
like,
an item, but
Making armor requires a lot of material.
Yeah, I would also say, Andrew, I would say this thing is as big as the amount of adamantine you want us to have as players.
That too.
So, please do not feel constrained by like, well, realistically, how big would this mirror be? Please just define as how much adamantine you want us to have.
Oh, like, no, dude, I am quite content for you to have a bunch of it, because while some of you may need it for something, small spoiler, it is...
We can use
like,
this to
there
forge
are
Peter's
easily
dreaded
plenty
weapon.
there are easily plenty of other ways to gain access to adamantine. So those other ways might not show up now that you've got this.
Would you like
Cool.
to?
That doesn't make me worried at all.
Would you like to?
It totally does, you guys.
Would-
I'm really freaking out.
Kedros, would you like to carry this, or would you like me to?
No, it would be my honor.
Good.
And I will take it and tie it to my pack. How heavy is it?
Oh, heavy.
It is pretty dang heavy, but I tend not to play with the encumbrance rules because they are literally just added baggage.
So
I have added big chungus of adamantine to my character.
And Kyra scribbles down, and it was on this day that Kedros invented the chungus of measure.
Yes, this appears to be 1.4 chunguses.
So putting a boot on the boulder that's currently covering
that big chungus.
Putting a boot on the boulder that's currently covering this hole in the ground. Look over at Karina. Was the dryad in a place full of plants?
Well, yes, she has a garden that she grows a lot of weird stuff in.
Cool. I look at the others. Hear me out. Extreme sledding.
I don't think you'll be able to fit down there, big guy.
How big was the hole?
It is big enough for a small-sized creature to fit.
Kedros is in the process of sort of with his hands measuring the width of the hole and then measuring the width of his horns. And...
Never mind. All right, Aravan, where are these stairs? I start walking in that direction.
This way.
That's 3 for 3 on ideas Pericles had and is now sad that he can't do.
All right, so the rest of you make your way over to...
Other than the rather unpleasant smell and, well, I mean, overgrown nature of this water, try not to get it on you, I guess, as he flies across.
Wait, is there a concern with the water other than its unhygienic nature?
No, that's about it.
I'm willing to bet it will try to drown us if we try to cross.
Well, I did not test that theory, so hopefully that's not the case.
Well, as ever, the glory of finding out if it's a trap is mine.
Well, nobody ever said running into a pool and into a bath of stagnant water was glamorous.
Oh, but it will be. As I step into the
Kyra
pool.
raises one eyebrow.
I begin crossing the pool.
Cool. As you do, as you get about halfway.
Yeah.
A lone eyeball pops out.
A pair of grey oozes attack you.
I fucking called it!
Can I get initiative rolls, please?
Technically, the pool is a trap. It's a habitat.
Fantastic. Yes. Sorry. That was my character token.
And do they actually pop out of the water? Is just Pericles is like, something's grabbing my foot.
Yeah, it's more like they're trying to grab the foot.
But I am too swift for them.
Oh shit!
Uh,
I'm not last this time.
Oh, shit.
However,
I am.
technically, this would be a surprise round.
Is it though? I knew it was going to happen. I was prepared for it. I called it.
I mean, you didn't
Yeah,
call
but
it
you
before
couldn't
you walked
react to
in.
it until they started attacking you. So.
I did call it before
Yeah.
I walked in. I was like, I was standing over here. I was like, I bet this pool tries to drown us. Walk into the obvious trap.
Yeah, but you can't really react to the oozes before they start attacking you, though.
Fine.
Well, the only people actually going in the surprise round are the oozes and Karina. Oh wait, no, Karina couldn't act either, so I guess just the oozes each get a swing on Pericles. So swing 1. That's gonna be a 20.
It hits. This is where I die.
4 bludgeoning, 6 acid, and corrosion to your armor.
Yep.
Hey, look, we just got some adamantine.
Hey, look, my armor's going away.
Check this out.
Kedros says, "Oh no, your armor."
You're worried about that?
swing 2.
Yes.
I believe a 15 will miss.
Still, as of right now, yes, it'll still miss.
Okay. And now we're into actual turn order. So Atrika, you have the first turn.
Yep, here we go. Trika with her bow out already. Gonna bonus action doom a thing. I take 2 damage.
Here I
As
go, killing again.
5, 10. Is there enough room to walk around the edge of this pool?
With a weapon drawn, I would say that counts as difficult terrain.
Okay, so 20, 30. I'll sit right there.
I look over to Thrika and I go, idiot, I could have walked along the sides.
I will fire at the gray ooze beneath. Dink. I'm assuming a 9 will miss.
Actually, no.
Well, damn.
Oozes are easy to hit. They're just resistant
A
to
9.
everything.
A 9
I
hits.
can't miss. Let's roll a natural 1. Have 6 piercing damage and 3 poison damage.
Yep. Takes all of that.
Oh, well, they're not immune to poison damage. Huh.
Indeed, they are not. Anything else you'd like to do, or is that everything?
That is my turn.
All right, Kedros.
Can I roll to see what I know about oozes?
Sure, I will say this takes a bonus action and a nature check.
That seems fair.
I generally enjoy the make an unassociated skill check as a bonus action method.
I literally just came up with it off the top of my head.
Sorry, guidance was still selected. I should not have guidance. So that is a
Okay, so
4.
that's a 14. Let me check my monster manual. Been a while since I've had to look at these.
I am intimately familiar with most varieties of oozes. What would you like him to know?
I
basically,
also
like-
am pretty familiar with. I just want to know what I know in character.
Okay, so basically these things are typically like the product of magic or some other primordial energy. They don't exactly have much of a brain, so they act on their instincts, and right now that's Pericles.
Would he be aware of any of their resistances?
Probably.
The biggest one, for Kedros is always, does fire hurt them? And I know out of character that they are resistant to it, but I want to know if that's something he would know in character.
Yeah, you would probably know they have resistance to fire.
Okay, all right,
Especially since they are currently submerged.
fair. All right, so I will. And how badly injured is Pericles?
18 of 28.
Okay. Oh, but I've already used my bonus action. Okay. I will move up then to the edge of the pool here. And I will cast
Kedros, how many chunguses would you qualify these as?
I would say the one on the left is roughly 1/3 of a chungus. The one on the right slightly heftier, a full half chungus.
Still not one full chungus though.
No, not between them. We are dealing with fractional chungus territory. And
This kills the Andrew.
Please come in. The water's fine.
Pericles says his armor dissolving.
and sorry, I don't want to slow us down horribly.
Maybe just like a cantrip or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna toss off a sacred flame at them because that's radiant damage, not fire.
All right, which one would you like to target?
I will target the slightly
You can always guide.
larger one that I have established apparently in canon, the one on the right. It's the one to the south on the game map.
Okay.
Sacred
You
flame
could always,
on it.
throw a guiding bolt or something.
Let's see. Oh, this ought to be
Oh,
interesting.
you know what I do? You know what I do have guiding. That would have made a hell of a lot more sense.
Has the dexterity of a full chungus, though.
Can I retroactively do guiding bolt?
Yeah, we can wind that back.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I would. Oh no, wait. You know what? They're fucking oozes. No, I'm gonna stick with the cantrip. I'm gonna save my spell slots.
Fair enough.
Wedding ring.
So yeah, that's a complete failure on the dex save.
Okay.
An unnatural one.
They do move like a chungus though.
Got a real chungus on that saving throw. So that's just the
The fourth wall shatters like your expectations.
so that's just 4 points of radiant damage.
Yep.
And that's my turn. Do not attempt to burn them. They are resistant to the purifying flame of Vulcan.
Erevan.
I don't know how to use that as I pull out my bow and shoot.
Also, acid or cold has no effect on their ooze-ridden bodies.
I could have told you the acid part as my armor continues to melt.
I'm going to use my bonus action to rogue steady aim.
Ooh.
And get advantage.
Focus
And
your fire, take them out one at a time.
I'm going to shoot this one.
Go right ahead. Which I believe gives you advantage on the attack.
Holy shit, but I mean, I still hit.
Well, a 10 will hit, yes.
Yeah.
We have established that a 9 does.
Yep. So let me turn on
And
sneak
I am
attack.
in melee with it, so you do get sneak.
Let's see. And boom. 15 points of damage. Or
Well, I can safely say
16.
you didn't need. Well, you didn't need the sneak attack, but go off, I guess.
yeah. I mean, it goes off on the first thing I hit anyway, so.
I mean, yeah, fair.
So I hit the most important part of the ooze, the middle.
Which is basically the core of it. The arrow kind of punches out the other side and floats to the top. Meanwhile, the ooze kind of basically just spreads out across the floor of the
It loses cohesion.
floor of the bath. Yeah, loses its coherency. Pericles,
Hammer time.
go right ahead.
It's hammer time.
8 hits.
Thank God.
Which one?
There's only one left.
No, which god?
Oh. 11 bludgeoning.
Splat. Not dead, but very much chunks of it are now missing. It is probably about 1/6 of a chungus at this point. But that does not.
This is going to be a running gag for this entire campaign.
I mean, I would say this
Add it
is
to the
dumbest
pile.
thing I've ever introduced to any Final Show Films game, and that is definitely saying something.
No, it's not. Glam bro.
That is the best thing I've ever introduced to a Final Show Films game. How dare you, John? I can still make Jeremy angry by saying that.
Oh yeah.
Well, the hammer's a magical weapon, so that doesn't corrode. But the ooze is going to try to slap you with what's left of it.
It
And
hits. My AC is now 16. I might as well not have the shield.
And that's 16 damage coming at you.
Ow!
Yeah, that surprised me, to be honest.
Ooh, yeah,
Oh.
ouch.
Boxcar's on the acid damage.
I'm at 2 health.
Is an excellent band name. Karina.
If you're done fucking around on the edges of the pool now,
We didn't ask you to go charging in.
I walked in.
Let's see.
There was no charging involved.
You know what? Karina will pull out her sling and try to huck a rock under the water.
I like the hurt in Pericles' voice at the implication that he charged into this.
Charging this time.
12 hits for 4.
Just skipping rocks.
Well, it's less skipping rocks and more deliberately hucking them under the water.
Skipping rocks through the slime.
Atrika, top of the round.
Don't roll a natural one. I didn't roll a natural one.
Indeed.
I did roll a 1 on the Crimson Right die, but that's still 8 damage.
Doesn't matter. Much like the first one, the arrow punches through, the slime loses cohesion, and the arrow floats to the top of the water.
I used my last 3 points of lay on hands on myself. I have 5 hit points now.
Yeah, I can do something about that.
Atrika wades into the water to retrieve the arrows and comes out the other side. Hands one to Erevan.
Kedra sort of jumps forward and pushes into the water and says, "There, Pericles, don't move. I will take care of this." And comes forward and sort of puts a reassuring hand on your back and reaches forward and casts Mending on your arm.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
Can I repair the armor?
1 sec, let me just check a thing. Let's see here.
I'm also sure that the arrows might be destroyed since we hit them.
Oh, nah, I'm not fussed about arrow
the
recovery.
pseudopod.
Okay,
the
cool.
pseudopod ability does not indicate that it can be repaired.
I mean, it is damage to the armor, which sort of implies that a smith or someone with some kind of magic repair ability could fix it.
Yeah, I would say that mending can work here.
Okay.
Okay. So I will repair your armor, and then after that I will cast Cure Wounds.
Karina, for her part, skirts the edge of the pool. She's small enough to fit around the side of the pillars.
Leisurely walk.
Less leisurely and more like wary of any other routes that might be coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And for her part, Kyra simply appears on the other side. You're not sure how she got there.
Goddess things.
That's
8 hit points.
that. Well, hold on. That didn't, for whatever reason, that didn't
Yeah.
add my spell casting.
Cure wounds.
Yeah, that didn't add your wisdom.
Null.
So that should be a 6. I'll do another one.
11 hit points.
So that's
Now 20 hit points because that's another 9.
You go right this way. And steps into the hallway. And he puts the bow back around his self, and then pulls out the short sword and daggers.
Atrika thinks about it and then doesn't put the bow back because every time she does that, she has to hurt herself to turn the poison back on.
As I walk
Pericles,
towards...
how are you feeling? And I will also point out the healing spells that Kedros cast. it's like that sensation of when you are super cold and you come in from the cold and stand too close to a fire.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's a pleasant, comforting feeling, but it is also sort of painful.
I am feeling mostly fine now. Though I would beg the question of whether or not our druid friend knew anything of the art of healing.
Hercus scurries down off of Atrika, pops back into his usual self.
Nope, and then turns into a squirrel.
Let's see. Well,
I've only got 2 wild shapes a day. So good.
Unfortunately, I had prepared myself for getting into a fight. It is not something I am capable of at the present time. I did not expect subterfuge to be my undoing.
I mean,
That is me saying no, he doesn't have cure wounds.
I would assume that very few people suspect subterfuge of being their undoing, hence the name subterfuge.
Atrika reaches down to her belt and pulls out a potion of healing. Here.
I will drink it.
Alright.
How much does it heal?
2d4 plus 2. It's a potion of healing.
There you go. Hey,
8, back up to full.
Hey, back up to full.
I've known how much that does for too long to bother actually answering the question. Instead, I'll just roll it.
All right, well then, these are the stairs, correct?
And these are the
Sure.
statues.
Sure enough, you can see stairs leading down. But having opened the doors properly, there are in fact 4 of these somewhat broken statues in this antechamber.
Do any of the bowls have stuff in them already?
One of them has a couple of copper coins. Also of note, the stairs and this particular room are marked by dozens of footprints belonging to various peoples. Some of them hoofed, some of them humanoid, and some of them track through haphazard splashes of red wine.
The horn is this way. As I approach the stairs.
Pericles,
What?
Cole, let us advance as one this time, perhaps taking an opportunity to evaluate whether these statues are also about to animate and attack us.
I assume every statue is about to animate and attack us until it does.
And
Which
yet
is
it
why
has
he just
not.
walked straight into it.
Exactly. I note that
Well,
despite this assumption, you have not curtailed your advance.
Well, Atrika and Erevan are already standing next to the statues, so I can only assume if they are going to animate, they're going to attack them first.
Again, among
We have
us.
multiple evidences that these statues have not animated thus far. We can lower the level of risk we expect from them. Let us continue.
All right, but I will remind everyone, Pericles often proves an irresistible target to inanimate objects.
That is my job, to be irresistible and also a target.
Would someone please?
I will not take advantage of that very low-hanging fruit.
Kedros just rolls his eyes and snorts.
Would someone please choose high or low for me?
Hi.
Aye.
All right.
We have a consensus.
Low.
Oh boy.
Pericles, as you continue making your way down the stairs, 2 of the statues shake off the dust.
Fucking called it!
Vulcan as my witness. You will remember this the next time we have discussion.
I remembered it the first time!
Kyra's just like, I'm standing right here, Kedros. Would you like to keep the same initiatives or roll new ones?
Let's roll new ones.
Yeah, let's roll
I'll
new
just
ones.
clear the turn order then. There we go.
My initiative.
Statues are just like, oh, Pericles, that Pericles? Oh, yeah, we'll get up now.
Oh, wait, this guy? Oh, fuck, yeah.
Yeah, we heard about him.
Tag me in. I'm rolling in.
Oh, I rolled even worse.
I want it to be known. I called this in 2 rooms ago.
It still didn't stop you, though, did it, Hotshot?
No, because I'm the one that triggers the traps. We've established this.
Oh, the diff.
Hey-yo. Well, Karina is first off the mark here. No surprise around this time because you knew it was coming.
Yeah, we did.
So Karina is going to basically just huck a sling stone at the one next to a Trika. 13 just bounces off. Percus, however, can do something a bit more interesting. He will march right up to the one next to Erevan, pull out a short length of staff, and whack it with a shillelagh.
More interesting than hit it with a sling stone. Hit it with a shillelagh.
Shillelagh was all the rage.
Unfortunately, it is not quite enough.
Is that quarterstaff using his wisdom to attack rather than his strength?
It wouldn't have mattered.
Okay.
Shillelagh them low.
That's a good one.
Oh, very nice.
I like
I'm
that.
stealing that one for my own nefarious purposes.
Go right ahead.
But Kidros, perhaps you can do something a bit more powerful.
Let's see. I think these ones. They're going simultaneously, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is any part of the construction metallic?
Well, they dropped the bronze balls they were carrying.
Okay.
They appear to be made of stone.
Okay.
So
So
they shatter when you need them.
right.
Yeah. Actually, no,
So
you wouldn't want
I
to cast
will-
Shatter here.
If I had it, I would.
It would kill everyone in the room.
I still would take that risk. Let's see.
To be an evocation wizard to cast Scatter in this setting.
I'm going to. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and. Do I have to declare Searing Smite before I attack, or can I do that after I attack?
Typically takes bonus action to cast it, then you are concentrating on it and can do the thing while concentrating.
Fair. Okay. Then I will go ahead. Actually, hold on.
Let's take their let's take the
Pericles
measure of their health
has a
first.
magical weapon, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I am going to.
I have a magic hammer.
Standing next to me. Why won't this go away? Here we go. I'm going to reach out to Erevan's. What's in your primary hand, Erevan?
Short sword.
I'm going to reach out and cast Magical Weapon and turn that into a magical short sword.
Ooh.
And then I will step forward to the other side of Atrika, and I will attack the statue with my magical spear.
Go right ahead. Fifteen hits.
Okay. 10 points of damage.
Takes 10.
Okay.
Pericles.
Can I step here?
Yeah.
Cool. I need both of them to make dexterity saving throws.
You're breathing.
As I take a deep breath and roar.
Alrighty, so top one passes, bottom one fails.
So the first one takes half damage, 6. The bottom one takes full damage, 12. Lightning damage. So I just step up against the wall. Also, me being ahead allowed me to do this.
Well, the statue that passed the save is... Well, it's not going to take that line down. It's going to move to there, which provokes an opportunity attack from Aravan.
Okay, I will take that. Let me fix my short sword real quick because
Does magic weapon provide a +1 to attack and damage? Correct.
it does.
Yes, it does.
That's what I'm trying to put on there. It says magic bonus 1,
Set the
but
magic bonus 1, and it should do it automatically, even if it doesn't really seem to show it.
okay. So, let's see.
All else fails, just mentally add a 1 to whatever you roll.
16.
Yes, it included
Hits.
the magic bonus.
Yep, it did. That hits.
You
so
do hit sneak attack on this.
I know. Let's see. Bam.
Oh.
Another 13 points of piercing damage.
Yep, takes 13. And the statue is going to start with a bite attack with its stony teeth at Pericles. 16.
Misses. I get my shield up and just smack it in the face.
And with one of its remaining limbs, it's going to try to swipe at Kedros for an 11, which is undoubtedly going to miss.
That does indeed.
Meanwhile, the
You came and
statue-
attacked the 2 people with shields. You have no higher processing powers.
They have intelligence 6. Cut them some slack.
Like I
I
said,
have an intelligence of 6. I think I know what I'm doing.
Fantastic.
But the other statue is going to direct both of its attacks at Aravan, starting with the bite, miss, claws, 23
That one definitely hits.
for 3 damage.
I believe. Let me see.
you can fly?
I can do that.
Do you
is it?
believe
Oh,
you can
damn
touch
it.
the sky?
Damn it,
High-
5th
high
level.
Run can't dodge yet, yeah.
Yes. So how much? 8?
3. Didn't crit.
Oh, okay. 3. So 24.
Believe I can fly. I can fly.
There's a difference between believing and knowing you absolutely can.
I believe I can fly.
You just flutter the wings as if to prove a point. But it is now Aravan's turn.
Okay. Let's see.
You get to sneak attack again.
Yep. So
Yep,
let's see.
That's once per turn.
I'm
not
gonna
once per round.
stab this one again, or
Yep,
for the first time.
Yep.
So let's see.
Go right ahead.
Don't know how well my dagger's gonna do yet, so I will use both of them. So 19 for the short sword. For why did sneak attack not proc? I'll just. Damn, 18
Okay.
points of damage.
Takes 18 and is very upset about it.
All right,
You
and
probably actually hack off a limb with that.
nice. And then offhand dagger. 23
Hits.
for maybe 4 points of damage. Don't know
Alright,
how
thanks.
well the dagger's going to hold up to striking stone, but
Yeah, it doesn't do as good a job as you were expecting.
yeah. All right then.
This is
And
little more than a chisel in your hands.
See, now I'm just imagining Kedros wielding a chisel like a dagger.
that would
I
be
mean,
pretty dope.
I have a-
Chisels
I have a-
are ridiculously dangerous.
I have a cleric
If sharpened.
that wields a broom as a staff, so I don't see why not.
Anything else you'd like to do, Aravan?
I will scoot this way, I guess.
All right. Atrika.
All right.
Kill it with your hair.
Don't think I didn't consider it.
Step forward, get the advantage on the attack, kill it with your hair.
So, Atrika will use her bonus action to roll 1d4 and deal 3 damage to herself. As she activates an empowered blood curse of the marked on the statue in front of her,
Okay. Your attack has advantage.
which just cancels out the disadvantage from firing a bow in melee.
Mm-hmm.
Which she just draws back and just go fuck yourself. And she goes fires the longbow. 14. I'm going to save face to make that a 19.
Yep, that hits.
Then roll an extra 1d4 on the right damage. 3 poison damage. I always roll shit whenever I use the Curse of the Marked. And then
Well.
8 piercing damage.
Unfortunately, it is immune to poison. Karina will do her best to hack more sling stones. They're not going to do much, but they're better than nothing. Yeah, no.
Click.
It's the squirrel and acorn all over again.
She checks the sling pouch, and it is not, in fact, filled with nuts.
Yep.
Hercus will attempt to fill the statue with bonk. And missed. There is some swearing in Gnomish coming from that side of the room now. Kedros. If you're...
Yes. I'm sorry. I was muted and I was trying.
That's
to
all good.
Turn it off. My bad. So I will. At this point, which one is the one towards the south is the one that is most damaged at this point?
1 sec. Let me just budge Pericles out of the way. No, the one in front of you is.
Okay. Then I will.
You can see their health bars, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, man.
Yeah.
I
Okay, good.
I couldn't see it exactly because it was under Pericles. So I will
where
go
it
ahead
deserves
and,
to be.
make another attack with the magic sphere.
Ready?
And
I forgot to ask, Kedros, where do these fall on the Chungus scale?
these are how tall are they?
About Erevan's height.
Okay,
So
all right.
they're small for Cyclopes.
So I would say 3.1 and 3.4. Are they well? Actually, are they the same height?
They're the same height, but they are missing parts in different configurations.
3.1 and 3.4 chunguses apiece.
Several big Chunguses then.
So seven points of damage.
Yep.
And if
That damage lands.
yeah, and I forgot to declare I wanted to do Searing Smite.
Oh well. Sorry.
Yep. Let me see what else I can do with my bonus action.
The spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Well, you're concentrating on magic weapon, though, aren't you?
Spiritual weapon doesn't need concentration.
Yeah.
Does it not?
Happily.
No, but for Searing Smite.
I mean, you can cast Searing Smite and just have it ready for the next one if you want to drop
No,
concentration.
that's just that was me being boneheaded. I mean, I think we're far enough along on these two that it's probably not worth burning another spell slot. I will just stick with that. I will stand firm where I am and
Yep, fair
Just
enough.
stab it.
curse my lack of foresightedness not to have cast it ahead of time.
Well, I mean, casting Searing Smite would have dropped your magic weapon.
Oh, you're right. That's also concentration.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have cast it anyways.
Pericles.
Can I smack it with my shield as a bonus action, an offhand, basically punch?
I believe there's a feat that gives you that ability.
Fair. All right. I do not have that feat. So
It's
never
called
mind.
Shield Master.
Yep.
I'm going to hit it with a hammer.
Go ahead.
A magic hammer. Unfortunately, a trigger did not move to flank it, so I don't have advantage on this attack. Well, we don't have
this campaign, remember?
we don't have flanking in this campaign anyways. That's right.
You have not mailed it to yourself. How are you going to hit it with a hammer?
Well, Pericles can save on postage because that statue is now crumbling to dust. Whoops, I took him off the turn order. That was a mistake.
So as I punch through it with the hammer and pull
we go.
my arm back, Kedros, how many chunguses do I rate?
More than the scale can handle, as always, Pericles. Well struck. You
Well-
wield your father's hammer better than he ever did.
Very good. And I will now move 5, 10, 15 over here.
However many chungus as you think Pericles is, he's one higher. The remaining statue will split his attacks between Erevan, which is a crit
Yay.
for 8
Pericles-
damage.
Pericles is always one chungus greater than his chungusiest opponent.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go through this campaign and put all the adversaries on the chungus scale, aren't I?
Oh, don't worry, we'll do that for you.
Oh no, what have I done?
Oh no, there are some that I will absolutely love to introduce as being certain amounts of chungus.
This is gonna be great.
The checks to recall information about said creature will include the rating on the Chungus scale.
Actually,
is
yeah,
Roll-
I don't use challenge ratings for this campaign, so I can. so in this,
It's chungus
so
rating,
in
yeah.
the stat block in Roll20 under challenge, I can put chungus.
Exactly.
That's
Chungus.
awesome.
That's
Chungus
what
rating.
CR means now. It's canon.
Coming to you soon in D&D 6th edition. And a claw attack at Hercus, which hits for 6.
Pericles looks offended that he didn't get an attack there. And just like looks up at the statue's like, can you not recognize the superior threat?
Meanwhile, Erina.
All right. I'm going to bonus action steady aim with my
Mhm.
short sword again.
Can you do that
and
with a melee weapon?
I checked. It's just for any attack you make. I just can't move
Ah.
before or after I do it.
The steady aim with the
So-
sword is where you hold your free hand out and you cock the sword up next to your eye and you line it up like a pool cue.
Yeah, no, for this one, he just he quickly sheaths the dagger, brings his free hand up to the palm, and then drives it forward. 1 second as I toggle advantage. Short sword.
Ah, yes, the
Oh fuck
the
me.
the Italian thrust.
Unfortunately, 11 is going to miss. You do have Divine Inspiration if you want to use it.
Yeah, I'll use that. It's a D8, so
Yep.
no.
Oh. The fates may not be evil, but they are certainly cruel. That is unfortunately going to miss.
Yep. So I hit the ribs, and it just kind of bounces off the edge of it without doing any damage. Bummer. But yeah, no, now I'm stuck there.
A valiant effort, Erevan. Rally and improve with your next strike.
Atrika.
Demetria, now no longer being in disadvantage or being in melee, will just pull the bow back and fire. Fire! Fire!
How much overshield do I get for this one?
8 piercing damage.
Writes down Chungus for Lancer Recruit.
The big chungus.
As if I haven't already been thinking of one.
Pilots the big chungus piloting a manticore.
Barbarossa?
No, a manticore.
I was gonna say like Big Chungus should be piloting the Barbarossa because it's the biggest fucking Chungus. on the
Yeah,
battle.
actually, yeah, no, the big either the Barbarossa or a Minotaur. Actually, now I think about it.
Takes that 8
Oh,
damage. But doesn't
Craig,
use
that
poison
can be
like
your
its
other
companion.
pilot that you're bringing in. Kedros piloting a Minotaur.
Right.
Call sign Chungus.
Call sign Chungus.
Karina will whip another sling stone and hit for 3.
I will note if it's resistant to non-magical slashing,
Oh, whoops.
piercing, and bludgeoning, my piercing damage is not magical.
Oh, I thought the right made it a magical weapon.
No, the right damage itself is magical, but the right does not make the weapon itself magical. Until
Alright,
I think it gets that power at a higher level.
Maybe. We'll see. Okay, so it gains a little bit of health back. I would say I need to remember. I'll remember it for next time, but I don't need to. This is the only time this stat block appears. But Hercus, now annoyed, will cast Thunderwave.
By her, man.
No, shall I lay him low?
It's gonna damage
in
Aravan
this
here.
direction.
Thank you. My frail elf form can't take another hit.
You're fine. Claps on
I know.
shoulder. Aravan collapses.
Statue needs a con save. Unfortunately passes.
Oh right, the rare cube form of spell.
Yes, Thunderwave is a cube.
Still takes half damage, so takes 4. Alright, now you are pissing me off. Kedros.
Kedros steps forward, moving through Trika, and coming up, puts a steadying hand on Erevan's shoulder if Erevan will let him do so, and says, "Again, Erevan, well struck. Focus, and do so again." And I will cast healing word. What's the
Healing word is the bonus action heal spell.
Yeah,
yes.
okay. That's the one. Erevan's pretty beat up at this point, right?
He's not pretty beat up. He's a solid. He's taken a couple hits, but
He's not
he didn't get Pericles fucked up.
Okay, so just level 1 then.
I'm glad that Pericles
so
fucked up
that's
is a rating we have.
3 points of damage.
On a scale of 1 to Pericles, how is your pain?
So just 3 points of damage back. And
All right.
then I'm gonna hit this thing again.
Have you
Go
gotten
right ahead.
so injured that you forget
you.
what pain feels like?
Nope.
9 is unfortunately not going to do it.
For sure.
This is when I
Let us
multi-class
see if-
Pericles into a barbarian.
Let us see if Pericles can finish this thing off.
As we bully the statue into a corner.
Hit!
16 hits.
Sugar!
Smash. And combat is over.
That will
How
teach you
do
to not
have a magnetic draw for inanimate objects.
blame my father.
You know, actually, that's a fair point.
I feel that is quite a fair and reasonable response to many of your shortcomings, Pericles.
I wouldn't call it a shortcoming, just a fact of his existence.
Oh,
There is a short gasp from behind you as Karina's eyes fly open wide as she finally twigs who you actually are. Oh my god.
Yes, one of those is my father. Alright, anyways. Rolls.
Have no
the-
fear. This one, and again, if Pericles will allow it, Kedros reaches out and puts a hand on his shoulder. This one wields the mantle of divinity far better and with more nobility than his friend.
Well, I guess I'll have time for being starstruck later, I guess. Right, job to do. Let's
It's
get
fine.
down there.
It's fine. Many people have this reaction to my presence. Oh well, let us descend the stairs.
I should
As
mention
he's
that
saying
very
that.
simple.
How old are you, Karina?
15 standard?
She's 15, Pericles.
What about
She
what I said had any bearing on someone's age?
She immediately claps her hands over her mouth. I've made a terrible mistake, haven't I?
I was warning him off, not.
I'm not interested.
She blushes all the same and leads the way down the stairs.
Well, we've just made this attack on a witch's lair super awkward.
I was talking about the way people react whenever they see me in like gladiatorial matches and things. Atrika, get your mind and your snakes out of the gutter.
You are the one who has told me multiple times about how someone has tried to strangle you in the bedchamber.
No, it was a carpet.
Still,
I never provided
you-
context.
As you bicker,
Kedros casts silence.
Kedros is just very loudly, desperately trying to cover this up by talking like at maximum volume to Hercus and to is it Katrina? What's it?
Corina.
To Karina, to Hercus and Karina. I thought you both did very well back there. You did excellent with throwing of the stones and just trying to drown out the other discussion.
As you bicker and do your best to cover it up, the stairs eventually transform into a somewhat rough-hewn tunnel that leads deep below the earth. The occasional stone archway supports the low ceiling. The occasional curtain of heavy roots and vines hangs down from an archway, but they don't oppose your advance. And eventually, Karina leads the way out to further to the end of the tunnel, in which we can see, one moment. Blasted. Alright. Let me just try that again. There we go. Sorry, I'm futzing with the lighting. If there's any other banter that you might wish to engage in.
Plenty of banter. Erevan, do you need
Huh.
a bandage or something? You're bleeding from here, here, and here.
I'm all right. And he pulls out one of the potions that he has and drinks it.
The statue took a bite out of you.
No, it slashed me.
Oh.
Has anyone encountered
Hurts just the same.
I've always thought that stone was a decidedly untrustworthy material with which to work.
Well,
Seems
certainly
sturdy enough.
It is not. It obviously is not as consistent as metal, but stone has its purposes. Think of all the statues and columns. You would not want to make you would not want to make a statue of metal. It would simply the metal would be better used elsewhere.
Pericles, give me a history check.
As Kedros' mouth opens, Pericles is like in slow motion. Oh,
15.
Moments after you finish speaking, you remember that in the city of Mitros, at the docks, there is a massive metal colossus of Pythor.
Yeah, just take the massive metal colossus to my father that they put in Mitros, which is a completely waste of brass.
setting aside the subject of this sculpture, which I agree is not worth the brass of which it is composed, I would not wish to make a statue of stone situated over a harbor. Metal is better in that situation, provided it is one which can oxidize properly and accrue a nice coating of verdigris to fend off the sea air, as opposed to the erosion one would suffer in the salt and the pounding of the waves.
Yes, I guess it would be a very bad sign if Peter's marble balls fell into his ship as they broke off.
Had that not happened in real life years ago.
Karina holds up a hand. Shush! You hear that?
No.
And from further into the cavern beyond, which is a surprisingly expansive garden of ferns, flowers, and fungi, a massive tree stump sits in the center, thoroughly overgrown at this point. The cavern is You can see there is a hole in the ceiling about the same size as the one that you blocked off up above, but the cavern is still lit by bioluminescent plants, but perhaps more importantly, you can see a young halfling lad being tormented by a pair of goatlings as they chase him around, grab at him, let him go, and start running after him again.
Well, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to surprise a goatling by appearing and breaking him.
Karina, as you move past Karina, she just starts swearing, but she wants to follow you, but she is holding herself back.
Yeah. The rest of you guys behind. It's you see, Pericles throws off the comment about the marble balls dropping onto his ship, turns, sees something, and just bolts.
Oh, there's just not even a sigh at this point. There's
30. Just
well, I guess we're into initiative again, aren't we?
Do I get a surprise attack?
Sure.
Because I do get right up to him with 30 feet.
Yeah. I can actually reach the other one as well with a bonus action dash, so I'm going to try to do that.
Does a 16 hit him?
Absolutely.
15,
Or 14 bludgeoning?
15, 20,
John, did you ever play the old Crash Bandicoot games?
Yes.
Do you remember in Crash Bandicoot 2 how the snow levels have these pillars that slam down?
Yeah.
And if Crash dies to it, he's just a head and feet walking around.
Yeah.
You do that to the Scotling. It is messy and loud, and that goatling is very dead.
Knock knock, I'm here to kill people.
Erevan, go ahead and make your attack as well.
Softly to Karina. Again, it is his father's.
So, do I have advantage on this since it's a surprise?
Sure.
Okay.
Then we'll focus more on the kid
16.
anyway.
Yeah.
16 hits.
All right.
Sneak attack.
I don't think you need sneak attack.
Yeah, but that's the fun part about being a rogue is I don't always need it.
Fair.
15 points.
Would magic weapon still be up?
Piercing damage. It lasts an hour. It depends on if he
I'm
concentration.
I'm definitely keeping it up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
And you haven't taken a short rest or anything, so yes, magic weapon would still be on.
And I didn't take any damage. And I will warn you all, I'm very bad at remembering to roll for concentration when I get hit. So please.
Oh no, I'll remind you.
So while Pericles is loudly Gallaghering a goatling, Erevan actually dashes around the other side, flying low, and then lands right behind the other one while the goatling is watching and goes, huh? And then just short sword through the spine, and then just drops him back up against the stump, Weekend at Bernie style.
You, Assassin's Creed. Me,
Yep.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Alright, I just need an initiative roll from Erevan.
All right. Initiative. Jeez, I cannot roll shit. It didn't take it. My initiative rolls have progressively gotten lower.
Fine, I got it.
Yeah.
I mean, so have mine.
Funny.
They're just getting lower by 1 point each time.
All right. That's me, though.
What the? 1 second.
And the goatlings have an initiative. Not that there are any left.
I mean,
I was gonna say before I flubbed my clicking around, Karina swears a little bit, and I was gonna say there were more of them. Out of Hades with it, and she runs out a little bit and hucks a sling stone at that one on the right hand side.
I'm here to save children. There was a child being tormented. I do not regret my actions.
Can you tell us the name of your friend?
So she ignores the question but answers it anyway, as she hucks a sling stone at a goatling, whose neck promptly snaps. She yells out to the other kid, "Sostrati, get down!"
Oh, Karina needs to have her temporary hit points, by the way.
Oh, whoops.
Um,
There we are.
A fine shot, Corina.
Fixed.
it'll be 12.
Fixed.
Yeah.
Sure enough, the kid on the other side of the river drops to the ground, huddles up.
It was
But the 3 goatlings that remain.
I just like the very uncreative knock knock. I'm here to kill people.
I mean, it was 100% in character.
Oh, absolutely.
So the one of the goatlings on the left-hand side, this quote-unquote gentleman right here, will hurl a string of insults at Pericles. I cannot think of any off the top of my head, so I'm just going to plug the bit into chat again. I need a wisdom save from you, please.
Oh, I'm so good at those. 14.
You're fine. You're fine.
I'm too angry to be insulted.
The other one will... can they reach you? 30-foot move speed? Yes. The other one hops the river and tries to grab you. And misses completely.
Just like leaps up at me. The shield goes up and comes down, and I just like pong them back to the ground.
The one remaining on the right-hand side actually goes for Karina. And tries to jump on her. And I'm fairly certain a 9 is going to miss her completely. Yes. Which brings us round to Pericles.
I apparently muted my headset for that and didn't hear anything that happened prior to that.
Oh, well, the goatling on the right-hand side that is still alive tried to go for Karina and missed completely.
Right, cool. What was the name of the dryad again?
Demetria.
Demetria! I call out as I smash this goatling.
That'll hit.
10 does 10 damage kill it?
Absolutely.
I feel like I just like sideswipe and send it back over the river into the wall. Just,
I mean, yeah, that is probably accurate. It's just like playing golf with these little things.
Demetria! We are here for the return of many artifacts your little goatling stole, and I don't care how many of your creatures I need to kill to get them back. Also, for the return of the children. And I'm gonna
Like,
5,
thought.
10, 15, 20, 25.
As you get closer to the left-hand side of the grove, the 2 satyrs and the dryad that are present. 1 second. Where are they in my notes? Why can't I find them? Why can't I find them? Ah, yes, here they are. They are dressed in what look like traveler's clothing, which you might consider unusual for a dryad, but all 3 of them just raise their hands in shocked looks, and the satyr at the fore of the trio just calls back, "Wait, stop, we're not with her." Meanwhile, Atrika.
As Atrika sees this goatling try and attack Karina, and there's just this sort of flash of red in her normally black eyes as she steps forward, just drawing the bow in one motion. She fires 15.
15 hits.
7 damage.
That's a dead goatling.
She just puts the arrow straight through its head. Back up, you pitiful piece of trash. She steps forward. Comes over here.
Kidros.
Kedros will come charging up and sort of around the corner here. 10, 20, 30. I can just get there. As long as you allow me to trim some corners.
Sorry, plug yourself back into where you were? I want to just quickly run the numbers.
I believe I was here or here.
Let's see. 5.
10,
Weird.
10, 10.
Yeah,
And then a
I
dash.
don't. I don't think you can move through these 2 spaces, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Then if I can't do that,
10, 15, 20,
yeah,
25.
no problem. I will get to here then, standing by that, and then I will throw my spear at that one goatling.
Cool. Go ahead.
Sort of just as he's charging, he realizes he's not quite going to close the distance, and then throws the spear forward.
Goatling's like, I'm not with the reader.
I think I don't have it set up as a throwing, so this would be
It's still strength.
Yeah,
it's still
it is.
strength if I throw it?
Yeah, it's still
Okay,
strength if
cool.
you throw it.
Sweet.
It's only
Throwing weapons are the ranged weapons that can use strength.
yeah. It's
Awesome.
throw only. It's only dex if the weapon also has finesse.
Cool. Okay, I didn't realize that. Well, then I'm going to start throwing this spear a lot more often.
I mean, you have to go and get
16
it back.
hits.
So
And that goatling is thoroughly impaled.
So as charging forward, almost sort of not even looking to see if the spear has landed, and continuing on with his charge in the direction that he threw it, he will look over towards the.
Oh, wait a minute.
Dryad.
I'm a class 5 idiot. Minotaurs have a 40-foot move speed.
Yeah.
So hang on. Let me try that again.
10,
10, 15, 20, 25.
30.
Ah, yep, I see.
Yeah, it was still. It was essentially. I
that's
could
right,
either
you
get
can do
there, or
that.
I could get 5 foot further if you let me sort of squeeze through that. But that's perfectly reasonable that I can.
You're a bit big for that.
Yeah, that's totally fair, especially at a full charge. But anyway, so spear thrown, now lodged in the goatling. He will turn over towards the satyrs and the dryad, and bellow. I am here to reclaim the pledge band of Idha. Surrender it, and you may leave here alive.
they're not with her, Kedros.
How I would, if I can, I would like to intimidate.
Sure.
Just
Just at the room in general.
well, at the satyrs and specifically at the dryad, I guess, but because we don't know what Demetria looks like.
Yeah.
No, I'm not good at this. I'm definitively
As it
not good at
shows.
this.
I mean, there wasn't a nat one, so.
No. But that's a 2. Can I also, and if this is too much to do in a turn, totally fair. Can I also try to make an insight check?
I feel like you'd probably be a bit more focused on yelling at people.
I would like to try to make an insight check because they did tell me specifically that they weren't with Demetria.
Sure, Pericles, you can.
But 13.
Well, as far as you can tell, they do appear to be legitimate.
So yeah, I will cross the river to be like in front of Kedros and like holding a hand out. These 3 are not with her, Kedros.
Keep an eye on them anyways, Atrika says. There could be any number of dangers here, and we don't know where Demetria herself is.
Also, how many kids are we missing?
Yeah, I was about to.
1 second, I am juggling a couple of things at once. Aravan, what you thinking?
I was gonna help this kid up and ask him where the rest of them were.
All right, so
If I don't know if you could see that, because
he looks up at you, and well, we're all over the place, really. There's probably a bunch of them over on the other side, and he points in this general direction.
okay.
But
Demetria?
She'll be further inside.
Okay.
But Karina hops the river and approaches the the kid. Could you give us a moment? I want to make sure he's okay.
Sure. And he'll head over in the direction.
As I see Atrika heading towards the stairs, I'm just going to call out, Atrika, wait! We should get the children first.
Not going far, just seeing what's up here.
Meanwhile, one of the satyrs takes a tentative step forward. Please put down the weapons. We are not your enemy.
No offense, but we're here to kill a dryad. We're not going to put down the weapons, but I believe that you're not my enemies. I am Pericles Ziphius, son of Pithor. We are here to rescue children and deal with a dryad.
Glorious. And this is Nikos and Lissa. He gestures to the satyr and the dryad, respectively.
Have you seen another minotaur?
I mean, not recently, no. But listen, maybe we're here for the same reason, but we have different methods. We came to try to talk to Demetria, and yeah, Hercus just chimes in. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work.
They thumb towards Hercus. Yes, our druid friend here was trapped in the body of a very angry squirrel by her.
Yes, poison is one of her preferences.
She is an oathbreaker, a kidnapper, a thief, and probably many other evil things. I feel like there is only one true way to deal with this person.
Well, according to Lissa's particular conclave, that is accurate. The dryad Lissa speaks up. Yes, I suppose you could say siblings would be pleased if Demetria's influence were no longer a problem.
Well, fortunately for you, that is what we've come here to do.
Very well. If it's all the same to you, we might remain here, out of the way.
That would definitely be for the best. My friend here, I say, patting Cadros on the shoulder, is very angry and likely to overrun any dryad in his way. So...
There's just a slow turn of the head to look at Pericles.
Well, I hope you didn't bring any axes with you. The dryad just looks a little bit concerned.
I look at my belt where there's a hammer and a sword. Nope, no axes.
Okay. Had to check.
Well, I guess if I held the
it's
one,
a dryad thing.
use the other.
Well, don't let us keep you. If you're looking for the rest of the children, they are certainly elsewhere in the glade. There are many of them.
Thank you. And just as a fair warning, if you do try to sneak up behind us and attempt to kill us from behind, we will have no choice but to retaliate in kind.
Duly noted. Lissa just holds up her arms, and you can quite clearly see that all that she has on her person is a single knife.
Yeah. I always feel it is my duty to fairly warn those who I will kill that I will kill them if they try to attack me.
The satyr in the back looks a little bit confused, but says nothing.
Turn back. Okay, good.
Meanwhile, the teenage boy, Sostrati, Karina helps him back to his feet, and he promptly books it for the exit.
Probably wise, kid.
Atrika, you were close by, but you didn't hear anything of what they were saying. But as Karina looks up at you, you can see that she is quite visibly blushing. Right. Well, one down.
You know,
At least half a dozen more to go.
rescuing people and dealing with evil dryads is quite the impressive thing for your crush.
It's not like that at all.
She laughs.
Give me an insight check.
Meanwhile, in the danger
Natural
room.
20.
It is absolutely 100% not like that. Karina and Sostrati have no romantic connection whatsoever.
I'm teasing you.
Yeah, well, Demetria, her influence, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
Well, we're
I
about
don't
to
want to
put
talk.
her in.
I don't want to talk about it.
We're about to put her influence to an end.
Do you know any counselors?
Actually, many, but you would have to travel far to meet them.
Worth it.
I will put in a good word with my family.
Erevan, on
Yep.
the other side of the map,
Yeah.
you approach the entrance of a sub-cavern, if you will, blanketed with luminescent pink and blue mushrooms. The walls here are much smoother than the rest of the glade, and they slope upwards, which leaves considerable comfortable places to recline. And here you can see that there are 8 teenage men and women of various species. All of them, well, most of them are sleeping, and those that aren't are staring at the ceiling and giggling to themselves.
All right.
None of them have noticed you.
Yeah. So, all right. I'll walk over and be like, all right, everybody, time to get up. We're going to go this way. I'll start like nudging the ones that are asleep awake. And then just like directing them out this way. And then
Let's see.
trying to get them up and out of here. And what's on the ceiling as I look up?
Surprisingly, nothing.
Okay.
Give me a perception check, Erevan.
Will do. 16.
It takes you a moment to realize it, but looking at the one or two of them that are still awake, you can see that they are definitely under the influence of something. Because
All right.
they are not paying attention to you. The ones that are sleeping are completely out of it. None of them like move. Like maybe one of them like rolls over.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So noticing that, then he'll be like, all right, everybody, party's farther out this way, and he'll start picking up the ones that are asleep and with
as you
his
lift one
measly
of the girls,
strength.
she is literal. Well, not literally, but very much dead weight.
Okay.
Your
Still
attempts
breathing though, right?
Still breathing, yes.
Okay.
Your attempts to lift her are not helped by the fact that she is not waking up.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Trika should have fun with this. And-
Damn these hollow bones of mine.
Yeah. Yeah. And my 8 strength, so I can literally carry a teenager, and that's about it.
Yeah, you're able to lift one of them at a time.
Yep. So the ones that aren't awake, he'll move first, and then the other ones he'll like start helping up and be like, oh hey, cool, more this way.
Do
It's like-
you call for anyone else to come help?
Yeah. I'm assuming after he drops the first one off, like around this area right here, he'll call out just like Atrika,
Trika will come over.
more of your expertise is required.
As Trika walks over and looks down at the unconscious person, then looks over at the very out of it other people.
Perhaps
These people are going to need a very strong detox.
air out over here while we go take care of the business elsewhere.
Do I think that I could potentially brew a sober up for these people?
Yeah, it would probably. It's possible to brew some kind of restorative, just like a general purpose pick me up type deal.
Yeah, just to rouse them and get them conscious and cognizant.
Sure. I'm not going to make you roll for that because you're familiar enough with a general cure-all. Let's see here. Okay, so
I do make it my business to gather medicinal things as I'm moving and also collect medicine and herbs from anyone who I treat if they are willing to donate anything. So,
speaking of which, there are actually several plants here that may be of use to you at some point.
I will gather while I'm going.
Okay, so there are 3 things of note. The first is a plant you recognize as Etherium, which can be harvested to create essence of ether. Where's my DM's guide?
That's probably what they're on right now.
No, they're on something else.
Meanwhile, at the other end, I do sort of indicate to Kedros and Hercus, we should probably go assist the others with the children before we move on.
She's not here.
Do not worry, Kedros. We will find the person you're looking for.
I had thought if your pledge band was here, she might be here as well.
She will be deeper inside, Hercus notes as he regroups with you.
That's
She
not.
has
that is
more
not-
luxurious accommodations.
That is not who Kedros is talking about. Kedros, my friend.
Oh.
At the moment, the people who are here need our help, and they are young children.
He shakes his head and his horns for a moment and then nods. You're right, of course, Pericles.
Come, let us go aid those we can. We will get your ring, and then we will find your person.
My Ida.
Your Ida.
My light on the mountains. The spark of my forge.
You are a very romantic person. Let's go help these kids. We'll just sort of keep a hand on Kedros' shoulder and start walking with him and Hercus over towards the others.
Hercus, upon seeing the first of the quasi-conscious individuals, doesn't lend a hand, as he is undoubtedly not strong enough to lift one of these people. They're about the same. They're about the same size, if not bigger, than him.
Hercus, could you assist Atrika in brewing some sort of potions?
Yeah,
Let's see.
Atrika is simultaneously gathering herbs and also making something. So she immediately, like, as Hercus approaches, is like, here, grind this into this poultice. We're going to need to make it semi-gel so that it can be fed to them easily, and continues doing other work.
All right, so Atrika, you were able to gather a considerable number of plant. I'll just quickly list off all 3 of them.
I will fill my bag's plant.
So while Erevan can mostly pick up one teenager at a time, I think Kadros and I can pick up 2.
Yeah, you can each lift 2 at a time. Easy.
Just like heaving 2 at a time
Yeah,
over our
it's like
And Kedros, you're used to it. You're a dad.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm used to it.
Uh,
I have to deal with drunks.
So, Atrika,
Yes.
you are able to. I lost my words. The first plant you are able to gather is Ethereum, able to create from which, if you have proficiency with the Poisoner's Kit, you can create up to 12 doses of Essence of Ether, which is poison, which a creature subjected to it must pass a DC 15 Constitution save or become poisoned and unconscious for 8 hours.
Yep.
The second is Aconite, which is used to make Assassin's Blood, I have described previously. There is enough here for 12 doses and requires a Poisoner's Kit. And the third is a Sunroll Berry bush, from which you can gather 30 berries that have the same effect as a good berry.
Is that sun roll or sun will?
Sunrill, Sunril.
Sunrill. Okay, I was mix of the two.
Right in the sweet part between the two.
Sunrill berries. You said there was how many?
30.
30 good berries.
Mm-hmm. So yes, through concerted efforts, you are able to shift the quasi-conscious teenagers out of the. Come on,
We don't drop any of them in the river.
I'm just moving them all at once.
Okay.
Corina, are any missing?
She thinks for a moment. If there are, they will be further inside, and she points a thumb back over her shoulder at the stairs that lead further into the complex.
So
Yes, but how many are here versus how many you recall?
I remember at least another 8. I'm sorry, my memories are a bit fuzzy.
no worries, no worries. My suggestion.
Corina, I'm glad we are assisting you, but I hope you are learning a good lesson about why you should not go into the woods to do drugs with your friends.
You make it sound like I had a choice.
Why were you in the woods with this many friends in the first place,
I
Corina?
believe the answer was hunting.
They were
Okay,
foraging,
Ross.
yes. Their father told us.
We have all been for hunting parties, and there are scare quotes. And
What do you people
Kedros.
get up to in the city?
This is
Oh my
very true,
God.
Kedros. Yes, hunting parties. Yes,
Atrika and all of her snakes just stare at Kedros. Just deadpan.
Karina just rolls her eyes, mutters, "Oh my God," under her breath, and just stalks away a short distance.
Corina,
you're
come.
not my dad, random minotaur.
Corina, come back here. Come back here. We are pulling your leg.
I wasn't going very far.
Oh no, because this
Not
is
about
where
to wander off on my own. I know what's in here.
this is where we have a second and very important mission that I need to give to you. We are going to Atrika and Harkus are going to finish making a poultice for these people, but they are not going to be able to move until they are fully recovered and until we have dealt with the dangers inside. However, there is no telling what other dangers may come up behind us. It would be good if you and Harkus could stay here and guard these children while we continue on, find their others, and deal with the dryad further in.
Alright, fine. Yep, I can do that.
Remember,
It's not what I wanted, but it'll do.
guard duty is the most honorable and glorious duty you can be given, because it means others are willing to trust their lives and their livelihood to your watchful eye and skilled arm. It is not a job to be taken lightly, nor does it want to be given lightly. Do you understand?
Pedros is just staring at Pericles, like his jaw dropped, eyes wide.
Yeah, I get it.
Good.
I'm not about to volunteer for the City Guard in Astoria anytime soon, though.
That is absolutely fair. City guard work is a whole different kettle of fish. And apples.
Atrika has 2 different substances that she sets down on the ground and looks at Hercus. So burn this one. The fumes will rouse the unconscious. Give all of the conscious ones a small taste of this paste, and that should help them recover more quickly.
All right. And you note that Hercus does not produce a fire starter, but instead just snaps his fingers and a small flame appears over his thumb.
Excellent. We will get moving and deal with this dryad.
All right.
Very well, but do take care.
Do not worry. We are heroes chosen by the fates. It is not our destiny to die here.
I certainly hope not. That would be a cruel trick.
They would laugh, though. They would laugh long and hard.
Well, one of them would at least. Kyra muses.
I was gonna say, what is Kyra saying?
Well, one of the fates certainly would. I don't know about the others.
Laughter is contagious. All three of them would be laughing by the end of the day.
Oh, you haven't met the fates, have you?
No, and I wish
Bless your
not to. Come, my stalwart
Let us
companions.
move.
Up the stairs.
All right. So as we venture further into the complex, I think there is probably where we're going to wrap the session for today.
All right. Say goodbye, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.